let's talk some practical advice and knowledge that you're going to need to know if you're moving to Iowa. You know, the stuff you need to know because it's going to be a reality of your life. Taxes, everyone's favorite topic, right? Death and taxes are two things none of us can escape, and that is true even here in Iowa. According to Wallet Hub, Iowa ranks as the 11th most expensive state in terms of property taxes. This graphic is a nice visual representation. The lighter the state's color, the more expensive its property taxes. According to the website, Iowa's effective property tax rate is 1.58% of the home's assessed value. Local jurisdictions will apply additional levies, which will change the rate for people living in those areas. Applying Wallet Hub's metric to the national average home price of $217,500, Iowa's property tax on that house would be $3,407. Three of our neighbors, Wisconsin, Nebraska, and Illinois, have even higher property tax rates. Nebraska is 1.73, Wisconsin 1.85, and Illinois 2.27. I don't even know what they're doing over there in Illinois with those crazy property tax rates. And from the way I keep hearing from folks hopping the Mississippi and moving here to Iowa City, I must not be the only one thinking that. Looking at you, Illinois. New Jersey is currently ranking number 1 as the state with the highest property tax rate. I'm not sure why you would want that award, followed very closely by Illinois. Iowa taxes vehicle purchases, and not all states do. In fact, 23 states and the District of Columbia do not. Iowa taxes vehicle purchases at 1%. So if you bought the most popular selling car in 2020, which was a Toyota Camry LE 4-door sedan for $25,000, the state of Iowa would collect $250 from you. Keep in mind this tax does not include your yearly license plate tags. Iowa also collects income taxes, and it does it on a progressive scale with 9 tax brackets ranging from 0.83% to 8.53%. Iowa's current sales tax rate is 6%, but food and prescription drugs are exempt. Okay, enough about taxes. Let's talk about another favorite topic of conversation, the weather. Iowa is a 4-season climate, which means you will experience all 4 seasons in their distinct glory. Sometimes people moving here from warmer weather climates are a bit nervous about the winter. Iowa's winters do tend to be frequently gray, windy, and cold. We get a moderate amount of snow, which is often wet and heavy, but there's not usually snow on the ground nonstop. This winter has been particularly obnoxious, though, on the snow and the cold front. It can snow as early as October, and although it likely won't stick around, the snow can linger well into March, maybe even return for a briefly lived and unwelcome surprise in April. I have a video all about Iowa's winters where you can get more in-depth information. You can watch it up here. All this talk about cold weather may have you wondering how people heat their homes. The most common method is with forced air from a furnace powered by natural gas. It's not unusual to find homes that rely on a boiler or hot water heat. If you're in a rural area, you may have a propane tank in your yard that needs periodic filling to power your home's mechanicals. It's also not unusual to find fireplaces, either gas or wood burning, or a wood burning or pellet burning stove in houses around here, although those fireplaces and stoves would be more of a supplemental heat source than the main heat source. Hey, do you garden? Iowa is known for having some of the highest quality farmland in the nation. Our topsoil here is black. Most of Iowa is considered Zone 5 on the USDA plant hardiness map. Our earliest inklings of life are like crocuses that peak above ground in March, and more things will begin to turn green in mid to late April. According to meteorologic data, typically the last spring frost in Iowa City is about April 27th, and the first frost of the fall is October 4th. Hey, there's no such thing as perfect anywhere. While we don't have hurricanes, raging forest fires, or serious earthquakes here in Iowa, there is a chance you might encounter severe thunderstorms with high winds, hail, tornadoes, flooding, blizzards, extreme cold, and drought. There's a lot you can't control on that list, but the one thing you can try to be proactive about is being aware of the flood risk in the area in which you live. The best place to look that up is on the FEMA website, and I'll leave a link for that down below in the description box. Depending upon where you live, you'll likely hear municipal sirens warn of extreme weather, like severe thunderstorms and tornadoes. When you hear those sirens, you are supposed to take shelter in your basement or an interior room in your house without windows. They do test those sirens periodically, so if you hear them going off on a day that looks totally normal and unthreatening, don't freak out. Here in the Iowa City area, our sirens are tested on the first Wednesday of every month at 10 a.m. Well, Iowans do love sports. In fact, our state ranks 10th out of 50th for watching the most sports. There are no professional sports teams here in Iowa. You'll either have to watch your favorite teams on TV, travel to games, or just get majorly into college sports like a lot of folks here. There are minor league baseball, basketball, hockey, and other teams in Iowa. According to the Bleacher Report, Hawkeye football is the most popular sport in Iowa. Duh. So you may want to learn the words to the Hawkeye Marching Band Victory Polka song, otherwise known as In Heaven There Is No Beer. In case you didn't know it, the Iowa Hawkeyes are part of the Big Ten Conference, a Division I collegiate athletic conference. If you're planning to live in one of Iowa's university towns, Iowa City, Ames, or Cedar Falls, you should expect football and tailgating to be a big deal on Saturdays in the fall. The only international airport in Iowa is the Des Moines International Airport. If you don't like the connections or the prices from there, you'll need to fly out of an airport in a larger community like Chicago, Omaha, Kansas City, Minneapolis, or St. Louis. As far as airline connectivity close to Iowa City goes, check into the Cedar Rapids Eastern Iowa Airport. Allegiant, American, Delta, Frontier, and United fly out of there. Iowa's rural freeway and interstate speed limit is 70 miles per hour. 65 for urban freeways and interstates, 65 on divided roads, 55 on undivided roads, and 25 in residential areas. Backing up a bit to more weather-related news, but still tied to roads, I've had some people ask how Iowa treats snowy and slippery roads in the winter. We have a large fleet of road plows, and typically roads are treated with rock salt, sand, or a spray brine. I'm planning on doing a whole other video all about Iowa food, but I want to leave one tasty tidbit here. Most of the time, when people are talking about their standard condiments, you might think about things like ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce, mayo, soy sauce, hot sauce, or salsa. Well, here in Iowa, we have another condiment that is a big deal: ranch dressing. It's not just for your salad. People use it on top of pizza to dip their fries in. It's a sandwich sauce or a creamy condiment sauce for fried food like cheese curds, chicken tenders, or fried mushrooms. Ranch powder is used to jazz up burgers, chicken, and other ranch-infused recipes. Any old kind of ranch is not acceptable for Iowa's ranch obsession. It pretty much has to be Hidden Valley Original Buttermilk Ranch. Iowans' love of ranch runs deep, so if you're new to ranch as a major food group and you need to ease your way in, try mixing ranch with some of your other standbys like ranch and ketchup or ranch and hot sauce. You're welcome. If you're thinking about making a big move to the ranch dressing infused Hawkeye State, specifically the Iowa City area, you should totally grab a copy of my Iowa City area relocation guide. I'll leave a link for that down below in the description box. You may also want to watch this video all about why so many people are moving to Iowa City, or this one suggested to you by YouTube. I'll see you over there. Hey, it's been fun, and I'll catch you later.